disappointing in the result, without a doubt. I mean, we lost to a hell of a team. Iowa They're number 3 in the country for a reason. They're tough. They're well coached. They got good players, and our guys fought and they battled and they scratched and they clawed. I got no issues with our effort tonight, but we knew the answer to the test before the test was given. We talked about it, after the game in Maui. We practiced it, handling their pressure, taking care of the basketball, which we didn't do a good enough job of for 40 minutes. We did a good enough job of it in stretches, without a doubt. But to finish with 19 turnovers, you're not doing that part. And then second chance points. They have 20 offensive rebounds for 21 points. And we knew both those areas were what we had to do a better job of to win this game, and we weren't good enough in those areas tonight to do that. So, but our effort was good. We shot 49% from the field. We held them to 42%. We did some good things. We didn't get to the free throw line. Again, I got to watch the film. I don't know. We shoot 8 free throws and they shoot 22. So we got to do a better job in that area as well, because that was obviously a difference in the game. They're 9-point differential. So. And a very physical game, and we knew that was coming. It's just the way it is in this league, and we got to adapt to that. But overall, it's a disappointing loss, but one that I think that we can build on. And I hate to say that after a loss, because that's not what I'm about. That's not what our program's about. That's not what our players are about. But we got to figure out a way to get better and win a game next Saturday.
As a coach, Tad, how frustrating is it that after the first Iowa State game, you talking about turnovers and offensive rebounds? I know it's all you talked about this week in practice, and then to come out and see basically that be the difference tonight. How frustrating is it?
It's frustrating because you work on it. You work on it in practice. You show film. You break down drills. I mean, we did a shoot around today. Our shoot around today, it was totally different than our normal shoot around. We went against double teams. We went against pressure. And again, we did well enough at times. We back cut them and got some buckets and made some plays and just got them in rotations and shared the ball. So it's not like we didn't do it at all, but it's just those turnovers that come and they lead to layups at the other end. We just had too many of those. I don't know how many of our 19 were live ball turnovers. I'll figure that out when we watch the film, but it's frustrating, Pat. There's no doubt about it. And then to see them get 3 offensive rebounds, you get 3 stops in one possession, and you can't get a defensive rebound, and then they whap a 3 or they score, or they get fouled and get to the foul line. That's frustrating. I did a bad job down the stretch with our play calling. I didn't help our guys offensively much down the last 3-4 minutes of the game. A lot of that had to do with Iowa State. They're one of the best defensive on-ball, guard-the-ball teams there is in the country. But I got to do a better job as a coach getting our guys shots, and I didn't do that. But I'm not going to take responsibility for the 19 turnovers or the 20 offensive rebounds. I can promise you that. So this is a game that we all have to look at ourselves in the mirror. Coaches, players, everybody. Take responsibility for what we should take responsibility for, learn from it, get better, and move on. And that's what we have to do, because it's the first game at 20.
You mentioned that possession, I think it was late in the first half, where it was almost a minute long, where they had 3 offensive rebounds that ends with the 3, you called the timeout. You guys are guarding so well on that possession, just competing.
Yeah.
I mean, is it just kind of you want to bottle that up and say, can just finish it off? Kind of thing?
Here's the deal. When we're on defense, 5 guys, it's 5 guys' job to defensive rebound. It's not just 1 or 2 guys. It's not just our big guys that are supposed to rebound the ball. It's all 5 of them. So there's times where we just got our tails kicked. I mean, it's just the free ball, 50-50 ball. They got it, we didn't. And they got 20 offensive rebounds. We got 11. That's not a good differential. It's if it's 15-15, at least I can say, the first game they had 7, we had 7, and they had 14 points off their 7. This game they have 20, and sometimes I don't know how we keep stats. I don't know if we foul and get to the foul line, if they count that as a second chance point or not. But man, it just killed us tonight not being able to finish our defensive possessions.
Coach, you mentioned changing your routine a little bit. Is there a plan moving forward to try something else or something to maybe create a different spark or a different look for your team?
No, I mean I don't think so. We've had a lot of success here. We've had a lot of success in this building. We've had we had success in the Big 12 the 1 year we were in it. We had success in the Pac-12. So no, it's just about getting your team better. It's not finding it. You don't have to change your routine or change your value system or what you believe in. You just got to do what you need to do and do it better. And like I said, we had the answer to the test before this game. So our guys answer the bell with their toughness and competitiveness. There's no doubt about that. We got to have that every night, because if you don't, you'll get blown out. And they were better than us down the stretch. They were tougher than us down the stretch.
In the first half, they hit 2 threes off inbounds plays under their own basket on this end, including the one right before halftime.
Yeah.
What happened on this play?
I had the wrong lineup in at the end of the first half. I had the wrong lineup in because we had a guy in that didn't understand his responsibilities. They had one shooter on the floor, number 5. We knew who it was, and we let him get a catch and a 3. And it was really I was very, very angry at myself in that situation. So OB under defense, they scored. And they're good OB under defense. We're a good OB under defensive team. They're really good OB under offense. They were better tonight in their OB under offense than we were on our OB under defense, and that's another piece of the play. I always say out of bounds plays, free throw box outs, they're like special teams in football. They won the special teams battle tonight. Without it wasn't even close. So got to live with that. Got to learn from that. Got to get better from that. A lot of things we can take from this game, both positively. We shoot 49% against one of the best defenses in the country. That's something we can build on. We shot 49% against one of the best defenses in the country. I don't know where they are, Ken Palm, but they're up there. They're a good defensive team, and they take pride in it. We just didn't take care of the ball well enough. But when we did, we got good shots, and we finished. Missed some easy ones at the end, but maybe that was fatigue. I don't know.
How did you get your guys to kind of settle down? In the first half, you guys know that they force a lot of turnovers, but in the first half, it was a lot of dribbling the ball off your foot, standing out of bounds in the corner. How did you get? It felt like that you guys kind of settled down out of that. How did you tell them anything?
No, I think it's just maybe it was nerves early. We got a lot of inexperienced guys at this level. You think of Elijah Malone, played NAIA basketball. The only 3 games he's played in that were anything like this were in Maui. Okay, Trevor Baskin, it's his 4th game like this. R.J. Smith, it's his 4th game like this. Julian and Ruff, really the only guys we have. Asan Jope, Bangat Dak. They didn't play in these kind of games as freshmen, especially the physicality of these games. What I don't understand is how the NCAA, has a set of officiating rules, and then it's, because I was in the Pac-12 for 13 years, and now being in the Big 12 for 1 game. And the way that game is called is like completely. And again, I'm not making a judgment. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's officiated differently in this league, and maybe it's different in the Big Ten, ACC. I don't know. I don't coach in those leagues, but what I told our players is we better embrace the physicality of this league and figure it out, because we can't send another team to the foul line 22 times and we only get there 8 times. We got to figure a way to either play without fouling or get to the free throw line more. And that's what our job is, and that's where the adjustments and the learning and come from. So just I'm not complaining. I'm just making an observation. And I think it's pretty obvious to anybody that has been at our first 11 games. Again, I take the Maui games out of the equation because the game of basketball in college is really, really physical. I mean, more so than the NBA, more so than overseas, you name it. FIBA's pretty physical because I've coached, USA basketball a couple summers. But man, the NCAA, it's a physical game, and we gotta figure that out, and we will. I'm not concerned about that. We weren't good enough tonight. We weren't tough enough tonight, and Iowa State was.
Along the lines of inexperience, obviously you don't have Andre tonight.
Yeah.
Seeing Julian kind of assert himself as the alpha early in the game, takes a deep three, gets another bucket. Just like all night, he was willing and able to get some shots that he likes to. Was that nice to see, especially kind of need a performance like that against a team like
we need Julian to be who he is. If Julian Hammond, I said this before the season, we don't need him to be KJ Simpson. We don't need him to be anybody that he's not. We just need him to be the best version of Julian Hammond he can be. And I thought he was great tonight in terms of his aggressiveness. I thought a couple of those shots were, a little quick, without paint touches. But Julian's shooting the ball well. His percentage is really high. So sometimes you got to live with that. But he's got to learn, when to take that stuff, when not to take that. 9 for 17 from a guard, that's not bad. You're over 50%. We'll live with that. So Julian was, I thought, offensively, he's not scared. He's playing with confidence. That's what we need. We need more guys like that are willing to finish and make plays and make shots, because you got to finish. The big thing, again, that was on our board tonight too. You got to finish against Iowa State, because help's going to come on back cuts. When you drive, help's going to come. You better finish at the rim, or you better spray it out and get the ball moved. And not turn the darn thing over. So Julian was great, I thought.
Was this a good welcome to the Big 12 game?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but we knew it. Again, it happened 3.5 weeks ago or whatever it was when we were in Maui against Iowa State. We knew they were a Big 12 team then, and they spanked us, and we competed better tonight for 40 minutes. But yeah, it's welcome to the Big 12. I mean, here we are, and we got 19 more of these. So strap it on.